Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Alwyn here. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. As always, a couple of news-related and stimulus-related content, so let's get right into it. So the protests in DC yesterday left 4 people dead and 52 people arrested, so it was a pretty big deal. Originally, it started off as a normal protest where people were going against the Electoral College's certification of Joe Biden as the president of the 2020 elections. However, things quickly got out of control, as I stated, and rioters began to storm the Capitol building, forcing the politicians to evacuate. There was tear gas dispensed and many shots fired by the police force in order to maintain order within the Capitol. So Facebook and Instagram has banned President Trump from using their platforms. Facebook Chief Executive Officer Mark Zuckerberg stated on Thursday that the social media giant is banning President Trump indefinitely, marking a dramatic escalation of the conflict between Silicon Valley and the White House after President Trump weaponized the web to help stake the riot at the U.S. Capitol. Congress has confirmed that Joe Biden is the next president, and that President Trump has now actually acknowledged that this is the closing of his presidency. Yesterday evening in the Georgia Senate election, Democratic Senator Jon Ossoff beat Republican David Perdue by 55,000 votes. Additionally, as of yesterday morning, Democrat Raphael Warnock beat Kelly Loeffler by 73,000 votes. So now the Democrats are the majority in the Senate, the House, and obviously President-elect Joe Biden, who just got certified by the Electoral College, is also a Democrat. The Democrats have agreed to passing a stimulus bill for $2,000 stimulus checks. Senator Chuck Schumer, the leader of the Democrats in the Senate, told reporters that the first thing that they're going to do, their priority, is that when the new senators are seated, is to deliver the $2,000 stimulus checks to the American families. Chuck Schumer will now become the majority Senate leader, replacing Senator Mitch McConnell. Now the Democrats are in power of the Congress as Biden, Pelosi, and Schumer have taken majority control. Schumer stated that the $2,000 stimulus checks will be their top priority and declined to provide any further specific details in terms of how the stimulus package would be passed. Would it be a standalone bill or would it be a combined bill? And a lot of the details are still uncertain. Democrats are looking for 10 Republican senators to support the $2,000 stimulus checks in order to get their necessary 60 votes. Senator Lindsey Graham, he stated that there are enough Republican votes from the new Senate to pass a standalone bill for the $2,000 stimulus checks. However, there still are Republican senators who side with Senator Mitch McConnell and believe that the stimulus package that they're trying to propose for $2,000 is a very untargeted bill that will just be sent to people who don't even need the money. Because the Democrats won both seats in the Senate as of yesterday, there won't be as much of a political gridlock anymore, and it is looking as if the $2,000 stimulus checks are now a lot more likely to actually be passed in both the House and the Senate. So in political news, the certification of the Electoral College vote was just wild yesterday as rioters went ahead and invaded the Congress. At about 2:30 p.m., Vice President Mike Pence, who was there overseeing the counting of the Electoral College vote, was rushed out along with some other politicians as rioters began to protest more and more. Others were able to enter the Senate chamber. Yes, the Senate chamber, and one person was actually went ahead and stood on the Senate chair and shouted that Trump won the elections. Some Republicans are now blaming President Trump for all of the riots. Some people are even against Senator Hawley, who led the objection of President-elect Joe Biden in the Senate. Senator Hawley tweeted, "Thank you to all the brave law enforcement officials who have put their lives on the line. The violence must end. Those who attacked police and broke the law must be prosecuted, and Congress must get back to work and finish its job." President Trump told rioters on Twitter, "I know your pain, I know you're hurt, but you have to go home now. We have to have peace." And keep in mind, he called for all this rioting to occur in order to cause disruption on January 6th, which was yesterday, while they were certifying the Electoral College's vote on President-elect Joe Biden becoming the president on January 20th. So President Trump here is very contradictory after a ton of people, his ton of faculty and ton of his members, his own family telling him that, hey, You need to make sure that these riots are stopped. Everything is peaceful. He finally released that on Twitter, saying that, hey, things need to stop. We need peace at the end. President Trump later posted a video message where he claimed that the election was stolen from him. However, Twitter has been very prompt and has removed those tweets and suspended his account for 12 hours. The video has been removed from YouTube and also Facebook. So now let's take a look at what President Trump actually stated today regarding the riots and the transition of powers. Okay, so we can definitely see that he is wanting peace. He did want, obviously, integrity in the elections, and that's why he claims he was fighting very hard just to make sure that integrity was held in the elections. That's why he was going so hard and, claiming voter fraud. At least that's what he says. And then he goes on to say there has to be this peaceful transition of powers, which leaves Americans with some of these peace and, peace of mind that things will go better during the coming weeks here until January 20th, where President-elect Joe Biden and his administration will take the office. Congress resumed counting the electoral votes yesterday at 8 p.m., saying that they will not let the mob fight the results. Many Republicans are saying that President Trump's claims of voter fraud resulted in many Republicans losing trust in the current voting system and resulting in them boycotting the election. Many are also unhappy with Senator Mitch McConnell, as he did not allow the $2,000 stimulus checks to come to the Senate floor about last week.